What's going on, guys? Welcome back. FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, bringing home the bacon MLB DFS video. It is Thursday. It is April 8th, and as you can tell, my voice is almost gone. But I still wanted to bring you a video. Hopefully you're able to listen. If you can, click the link down below. That'll be today's article. Yeah, I'm sick, so I wasn't able to have a video yesterday. It was way worse yesterday, so bear with me. If you have any questions, I can try to answer them down below, or email me, or our Discord channel. If you do want to sign up, you can get a month pass for half off. Go to FantasyTeamAdvisors.com/plans. Use promo code YouTube21. So a second day in a row where the main slate is at 1. It's okay. I mean, baseball gets done earlier that day. We had a great day yesterday. I believe our top lineup hit 209, which was huge. We cashed in both FanDuel and DraftKings. Doubled my money. I won $150 yesterday. So hopefully you guys are ready to go. We don't have as good of pitching matchups as yesterday, really. And we'll look at that. I mean, as you can see on the screen, the Marlins don't even know who they're pitching, and it's 5 hours to game time, which is crazy. I don't know if we'd use a Marlins pitcher anyway, but here we are. So, that being said, we do have a couple of weather concerns, and we'll talk about that when we get to the game. So the first game here, we don't know who's going to be the pitcher for the Marlins. The Taijuan Walker pitching for the Mets. He hasn't been the same in like 5 years. I don't trust him. The Marlins have been hitting to start the season. Walker, 12 plate appearances, 364 batting average, only striking out 16.7. So looking at that, I don't want any exposure to pitchers here. I'll look at bats, though. And definitely Mets bats. It'll depend who the Marlins are going to put out there. Cubs at the Pirates. You got Arrieta versus Anderson. We've got this Arrieta facing the same team he faced last Friday, I believe. Dominated in that one. At least it's not in Chicago. It's not in the Windy City. Looking at this, 110 plate appearances, 198 batting average, 26.4 K percentage. Love this. I believe Arrieta went 6 innings last time. The only problem is that the Pirates just saw him, which is always a concern, but I still love Arrieta here. Tyler Anderson, the problem is the Cubs have hit, and then yesterday they were getting no hit through like 6 or 7. The Cubs are I don't understand them, but they're facing a lefty on the mound. We could be looking at Contreras. Well, let's just see who's had success against him. I would have said Baez, but he's 2 for 11, no home runs. Rizzo, 5 for 12 with 1 home run, lefty on lefty. Bryant, 4 for 11, 2 home runs. Bryant makes a good option. Not a ton of huge options there. I would definitely be looking at righties here against Anderson. Baez, Contreras, if David Bodie's in there. Possibly Rizzo. He's had success. Not a lot to go off of, though. Got Eduardo Rodriguez versus Matt Harvey. We saw this matchup, last Friday? Let's see what he did last week. Last Saturday, 4.2 innings, 6 hits, 2 earned runs, 4 Ks. He didn't get the W, but the Orioles got the W. I think it feels like a trap. I'm not going Harvey. I'm going against Harvey every single game. I don't care if he only gave up 2 earned run last time. JD Martinez is on fire. I'm stacking the Red Sox. I don't trust Harvey at all. I don't care what he did. I just don't. Diamondbacks at the Rockies. It's Coors game. I'm not trusting it. The wind is blowing in from left, though, at 18 miles an hour. So it's a little concerning, but both pitchers have given up over 300 batting average. John Gray has given up a 400 batting average against the Diamondbacks. Looking at Colorado bats against Kelly, I mean, not a ton. Trevor Story, McMahon, who had 3 home runs on Monday or Tuesday, and we had him. He helped us cash. We had Ryan McMahon in our lineup. Charlie Blackmon has started off very slow this year. And then looking at Diamondbacks bats against John Gray. The big one would be Ketel Marte, 11 for 24, but he left hurt yesterday. Don't know if he'll be in there. Peralta batting 500, 14 for 28. A triple Peralta, depending on where he's batting in the lineup. Love that. Stephen Vogt, I don't know if he'll play. Christian Walker, 6 for 12, 2 doubles. So I think obviously a Colorado game stack. But there's a reason they're probably really priced up today. Mariners at the Twins. Jose Barrios here. So the Twins. So in our lineup that we scored 200 was a twin stack, and most of them got 0. So every single other player that we had went off, except for the Twins bats yesterday against Matt Boyd. They get another righty, Marco Gonzalez, who struggled against them. Only striking out 7% of the batters he's faced in 43 plate appearances, a 390 batting average. Andrelton Simmons has dominated him, 12 for 29. The other ones, I mean, he's the majority. Being in the Angels, he's played against Marco Gonzalez a ton. So the numbers are a bit skewed, but I would still be looking at this. So Nelson Cruz didn't do anything for us yesterday. Might be off people's radars. Miguel Sano, same thing. Jorge Polanco, same thing. Byron Buxton, same thing. A twin stack. I'm going back to the well on this one. Not even going to think about it. Jose Barrios here against the Mariners. 29 plate appearances, 148 batting average, striking out 34.5% of the batters he's faced. Barrios makes a fantastic option. It's probably going to be super highly owned. He's the stud on the slate, but that's where I'm going with. Then we got the Royals at the White Sox. Brad Keller versus Lance Lynn. Brad Keller, the White Sox are a very potent team when they get going. Brad Keller, 85 plate appearances, 270 batting average against him. I believe he got lit up his first game. Let's check it out. Yep, Brad Keller against, this was the opening day starter. Excuse me. Against Texas, and this may have been the worst opening day pitching matchup ever, I think they said. 1.1 innings from Brad Keller, 9 hits, 6 earned runs, no home runs, okay? He's got a 40.5 ERA. Flip side of that, Lance Lynn had a pretty good game against the Angels, who are clearly a better hitting team than the Royals. They're playing in Chicago now, so not as of a, Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City is a better stadium. The problem is we have weather concerns here. We have some wind blowing in, which would be a plus for the pitchers, but again, a delay concern here. There's a good chance this game gets delayed before it starts. There's also a good chance we've got about 8 hours until game. Weather can change, obviously. Concerning is if they get the game started, the game then gets delayed during it, your pitcher's going to get yanked if he's still in, depending on when the delay is. So this one's a bit of a yellow flag for me. It's not a red flag. I still love Lance Lynn here, but the weather's going to be a concern. So this is something where you need to monitor it throughout the day, especially since the main slates lock at 1 Eastern, and this game is not till 4 Eastern. You do have late swap, I get that, but if it's your pitcher, you're almost screwed because it's one of the last games. It's not one of the last. It's the bottom third of games here. Love Lance Lynn, though, but the weather is going to play a factor. This is something to look at. But if the weather stays away, White Sox bats, Lance Lynn pitching. Brewers at the Cardinals. Corbin Burnes versus Wainwright. Burnes, I know he's got his numbers aren't as good here. You can see 50 plate appearances, a 348 batting average against him. But he has been... He started off, last year, breakout year. First game this year, did pretty good. Wainwright, on the other hand, they had the exact opposite. So, Burnes against Minnesota. Minnesota's a better hitting team, I'd say, than St. Louis. 6.1 innings. He had 1 earned run, which was a home run, had 11 Ks. Wainwright, on the other hand, 95 plate appearances against the Brewers, 276 batting average. He had a terrible game. Terrible game, his first game out. Looking at Cardinals bat, I would go Corbin Burnes for cash. I would go Wainwright for GPP just because he's had success, but it still scares me a little bit. Goldie is 5 for 11 with 1 home run. Carpenter's 3 for 9 with 2 home runs. DeYoung is 4 for 11 with a double. If you want to go contrarian, you could look at a Cardinal stack because I think it'll be super low owned on this one. Also, guys, if you do want to win a free day pass, all you have to do is be a subscriber here, like the video, and tell me who's going to hit a home run, what inning they're going to hit it in, and the distance the ball traveled. If multiple people say the same person, but at the different innings, that's where the inning will come into effect, or that's where the distance will come into effect. So, a lot of ways to win at fantasyteamadvisor.com. So again, Burnes for cash. You could look at a Cardinals stack to go contrarian to get those bats in there. I think that'll be lowly owned, unless you're playing in matchups that are 150 lineups. That's where you'll find the problems. You got Angels at the Blue Jays. You got Griffin Canning versus Ross Stripling. It's Toronto is the home team, but they're playing in Florida, so the weather's a little bit probably better. I don't know how Canada is, to be honest. Griffin Canning, 25 plate appearances, 250 batting average. I'm intrigued. So Griffin Canning right here, who's had success against him in the past? Simeon, he's the one that's seen him the most, being over there in Oakland, so they've played a ton of each other. Other than that, Toronto hasn't seen him. So that's where these numbers would get skewed a little bit, because Griffin Canning at 25 plate appearances, you'd be like, oh, he's faced about the team one full time, but 17 of the 25 are Simeon. Simeon's 4 for 16 with a home run, so not a lot. Other than that, no one else has done really anything against him. I wouldn't mind a Griffin Canning GPP here at all, really. Stripling, 41 plate appearances. You've got, 17.1K, 297 batting average. Let's see if these numbers are skewed at all, which they could be. Yeah, so Stripling being with the Dodgers, he's seen the Angels before. So Trout is 5 for 7, though, batting 714, 2 home runs. Trout is an amazing target here, especially on a slate that's only the main slate on is 7 games. So out of the total of 9 games, 7 are on the main slate. You'd be looking at this, which this isn't on the main slate, is it? This would be on the late slate. These games, these 2 games will be. So yeah, you have to get really creative here. You have to get creative for this one. And then the final game is the A's at the Astros. You got Cole Irvin versus Christian Javier. So I don't believe he went very long last time. Let's see. Cole Irvin went against the same team, Astros. 4.1 innings, 4 earned runs. No home runs, but that was in Oakland, so it's a pitcher's park. 2 Ks. I don't like that. He's got an 8.31 ERA there. On the flip side of this, Christian Javier, let's see. Javier against the A's, last Friday. 3.2 innings, 2 earned runs, 4K. So I don't know how stretched out he'll be. That's the only problem I have. But if you're playing the 2-game slate here, you get, especially on DraftKings, you have to, Javier and Canning, I guess. Ownership's gonna be through the roof though. Javier, any A's bats that we're looking at? I mean, no one's had success. I mean, Sean Murphy 2 for 3. That it's not a problem of how he's going to do. It's a problem of how long into the game he'll go. That's where I'm scared about. On the flip side of that, Astros bats, I'm assuming it's going to be Correa, it's going to be Bregman, any righties. I mean, they've barely seen him. So you could really go any of the Astros righties. Especially at home, they're going to be banging on some trash cans. So looking at this, I would go Javier here. I wouldn't trust Cole Irving at all. So that being said, those are all of the pitchers on today's slate minus whoever the Marlins are going to throw out there. Let's see if they've decided. Not yet. If you want to see the ones we like the most, click the link down below. That is today's article, and you can check that out. We do have a couple of other weather concerns, not as big as the Royals at the White Sox. We've got the Seattle at Minnesota game. Winds blowing from right to left. There is concern for rain. It's concern during the game and not before. So, again, weather can change, especially in the Midwest. Same thing, Milwaukee at St. Louis. Same storm system as Minnesota. 30% rain. I mean, it's raining here. It rained all night here in the Midwest. So, these kind of, I mean, it lingered. So, this rain lingered all night. And it's moving. It moved towards Minnesota, and it's moving. It like split off and is going to St. Louis as well. So this is one where we need to pay attention. There could be some rain concerns. I would go light on today's slate. If you are one that plays multiple lineups, you play lots of money, go light. Tread lightly, as they say. Check it out. See where we're at. Could be some concerns from rain, and let's take advantage where we can. So if you want to see the pitchers we like out of all of these, we have 5 or 6. I can't remember how many. Click the link down below. That's today's article. You can also check out a preview of our Bacon Station. We also have the top BVP matchups as well. And you can find a lot of stuff under MLB as well. So hover over MLB. You can find their stats from last year. You can find updated 2021 stats through this morning. Our daily BVP. Our Bacon Station, cheat sheet, and lineups are all part of the premium content. So, probably only do main slate lineups today, just because the late games, or whatever you want to call them, are only 2 games, and it's a crapshoot with that. But tomorrow we're back, full slate of games on a Friday. Everything's going on. Check it out. If you have any questions, comment below. Again, I apologize for my voice, but I soldiered through this, and hopefully you guys found it helpful. If you did, hit that like button. If this video gets 30 likes, I know it might be kind of tough because lineup lock is in 5 hours. But if we can get 30 likes, we will throw a FanDuel and DraftKings GPP lineup, and I'll pin it in the comment section. So that's what I've got for you guys. Any questions down below, or hit us up on our Discord channel, which you can find in the description. Peace out, guys. Good luck, and let's bring home some bacon.